Well, I've pondered, what am I going to do? I hate wrecking bits on kits. So I'm past the point of no return now. Well, I'm not really, because if it doesn't work, I just ring up Warren and say, Warren, that bit you supplied me in the kit, it was broken. No, I just say, I've messed it up. How much? Send us a new one. In fact, send us a dozen, in case I make a few more up. Now, so what I'm going to do with my frames is this. I really want to have a fixed axle. The rear driver is going to be fixed. I didn't want to use this as such, but I want the springs. So, tin snips. I cut these off. I just bent these back straight in a vise because tin snips tends to make a bit of a mess. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to clean all this up. These fit in there. So I'm going to solder those on. That's going to be my point of reference. I'm going to open these up to take top hat bearings. I'm going to cut these for horn blocks and jig it just like I said. Look, what's the worst can go wrong? I just have to buy some new parts. You've got to just go, sometimes try. Now my iron, I've got a temperature control one, 45 watt. But I'm not going to use any piddly solder for this. I'm going to use electrical solder. You know the type. So I've got this old iron here. Any old iron, any old iron, any old. Who sung that? This is got this on Bunnings, $30 it was. It's 50 or turbocharged at 200 watts. And I can tell you what, no pun intended with a watt, when you use this thing on it, the lights in the street go dim, and geez, it gets hot, I tell you. But it does a good job. So that's my next thing I'm going to do. I'm going to do that. I'm going to solder these in and see how we go. Right, I'm going to give this a go now. Here's my iron. Big mother, isn't it, eh? So I've put plenty of flux underneath, but use plenty of it. Oh, you know it's not single malt scotch, so you not have to drink the stuff. Plenty of this, so let's see how this goes. Just open these fizzes. Oh, love that sound. Just had a bloke knock on the door, says, can you turn your soldering iron off? He says, I said, why? He says, my TV's gone off. Oh, a slight of exaggeration, I suppose. Oh, that's what I'm looking for. Just want to squeeze it down. That's not too bad. Shouldn't move. So now I think I'll that's not going to move. So copious amounts of this stuff. Oh, I love it. It's a homemade job. This is a bit of fireglass I've got here, which is really good. Don't look at my soldering job too much, it's not pretty. Bit more, slosh it on. Oh, nearly knocked the bottle over. Do you reckon I'm the first one to ever knock a bottle over? I don't think so, Tim. But I just find a small iron is hopeless for this. Hope it works. Put it on. Moving up and down a bit. Oh, where am I? Oh. Press it down, let it flood in, and don't put your fingers near this, I'll tell you what. You know. Whenever I do this, I always think to myself, oh, can you see it? Sorry. I always think, God, it looks horrible. You'll be alright. I'll clean it up. Okay, I've just cleaned it up. Got most of the solder off. And obviously this hole's not big enough to take one of these. So I got myself a taper reamer. Whatever you do, don't use a rat tail file and go around the edge, because the problem with that is it doesn't go even, whereas this just it does all sides and it centres it just a bit more. Come on. Nearly. Oh. I suppose I can force that in, but I won't. I'm trying to be precise as I can. It's ever so, it's just not much. Look at that. So I'm pleased with that. So once I'll do the other one, and then I'll make the cutouts for these. Then what will I do? I'll put the frames together, and I've got some 3/16 threaded rods, so I'll put that in, hold it all together, and then solder the spacers in. Yeah, that's what I'm up to. So I'm going to just do the other side now. Okay, I've been thinking about this chassis, what I'm going to do. These are the side frames, and there's spaces for it. Well, there's a few spaces, but that's the rear spacer, and there's a front spacer going here. So it's going to go roughly like that, with a few other spaces. But notice how these are. These are where the bearings go, which is a bit odd, because normally this is one piece of brass and there's holes in the middle. And there's, what do I call it, there might be half etch marks for horn blocks, which this doesn't have. What this has got is this piece here, which you're supposed to fold up. This is a motor mounting bracket, and you could slide this in and out to mesh gears. I'm not going to use that because I'm not going to use a worm and pinion. So, I mean, basically, it's going to look like so. So what I'm going to do, I've figured, I'm going to cut this piece out, all this middle. I'm going to separate these, and I'm going to use these, and then I'm going to make sure the bearings fit and that it's all 100%. Then I'm going to cut out horn block guides in in the middle axle and the front axle. Build the chassis, jig it, and then put on the cosmetic springs. So that's what I figure I will do. Well, the chassis is on abeyance at the moment. I'm waiting on a few parts from Slater's, i.e. Hornbox. So I thought rather than do nothing, I would work on the upper body. So that's the footplate done. This is the this is the bunker, and what I've done is marked on the inside where you're going to fold it, and it fits in this groove around there. So what I've done is, first of all, I annealed it. I stuck it in the gas flame and just softened it a bit, and then this is a 5/16 drill. So I've bent it around there and formed it up. So now I'm going to solder it in. So I'll tack solder it. I'm using I'm going to use Cars 188 solder and flux. Just do a bit of a tack there, I think. Oh. On the outside. Oh, that wasn't a good tack, was it? Maybe a bit more flux. That's a bit better. Now make sure that's in. I think I'll do on this side now. Probably not enough solder. No. God, that's hot. So that's done. That's in there. Doesn't matter how good these fit, it's always you always going to have a good eye. That appears that I've got to make sure it's set right down. For some reason it's not sitting down. Oh no daylight now. Right, now I can put a tack. That's looking pretty good. Well, that 45 watt iron, even with 188, didn't seem to want to melt the solder very well. This is a 100 watt iron. And this will get in there very quickly. Oh, lovely. It's not so much, it's in and out quick. And there you go. Bit of cleaning up, it's come out on the outside, but that's alright. All I've got to do is put some flux on the outside and draw it back in. So I'm getting there now. Well, I'm back again, a bit more. What I've got so far of the N2, I've got the bunker on. I've soldered on the extension. I worked out this. I've got the correct height because I've checked with the isinglass drawings. I've put in the cab floor, which is there's 3 parts. This is actually an angle because the bunker was slightly wider than the tank, so these weren't flush. So I've done that. I've also put the coal door in. You get 2. You can have it either shut or open or sort of semi. So I've picked sort of semi. I just thought I'd do that. Now what I've done, it's quite a nice kit. I mean, there's things it comes devoid with a few castings, which I'm a bit disappointed about. But other than that, as far as actually building it, everything seems to fit well, which is a plus, because some kits, and I won't mention any names, some of them you think to yourself, they've never built these kits. They can't have, because nothing fits. And I won't mention any names, but I'm sure some of you can think of certain manufacturers and you think, oh, don't go there. Like a certain C1 I'm building, and I won't mention any names. This is the tank. This is quite, I like this. This is quite good. It folds up. There's lines here. There's lines inside, so you can bend these around a bar, so you can get your tank fronts. Oh, not so much. That's the rear. Sorry, I'll tell a lie. So this is the tank front where it's got the cutout for the boiler. So that bends round a bar, and then you solder it in place. I haven't done that yet. I'm going to do that next. What I've done is I've annealed these. Just put them in the gas ring until they get a bit cherry red. Let it cool down. That way, these will, because it's pretty tough. Otherwise, it won't bend very easy. So I've done that. It's got these 2 pieces. These are for the cab. These are the tank cab insides. So these have also got a mark where you bend them. So obviously they fit round there, and these fold up as a boiler former. So, but without trying, there's a half-inch marks in here. I mean, it fits in there with no effort, so that's what I'm saying. It's been well designed. Top marks the warrant on that one. So I'm pretty happy with the way it's going. Like everything else, I'm learning a lot as I go. I start to look at pictures of the preserved N2 and I think, oh, it's got that on it. Now, I don't want to put every bit of pipe work on. I guess I'm making a representation, but I've got to get the key signature things, like, you know, lubricators, boiler washout plugs. In fact, the kit doesn't even come with washout plugs, and I think, well, that's a bit of a major oversight. You know, things like that, dome in the right place, sniffed in valve, safety valves, the condensing gear. It comes with all the condensing gear, white metal parts. The only thing it doesn't come with is there are on the condensing N2s there are 2 vents which went up the front of the spectacle plate. Well, actually, I thought there were 2 vents, but when I look at the preserved N2 4744, it's only got 1. Who knows? I don't know why it's only got 1. Others have got 2. Like so many things, there are mods done, and without trying to get yourself, in a lunatic asylum, you know, if I can make a fair representation of this loco, and it looks, and it's a layout loco, so it's going to run. It's not a showcase thing. That's and people look at it and think, oh, that looks good. What else could I ask for? So that's where I'm up to. Please stay tuned for further updates. I'm still waiting on parts for the chassis, which is why I'm not getting on with that. But I'm certain that will be here soon.